What is up, everyone? Please take a second to hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. So please hit that like button. How are all of you hooligans today? Hey, thanks, Frank. I still feel like total crap, but good enough to go live and hang out with the hooligans. I appreciate you being here. What's up, Space Pirate? Yep, I took all my vitamins today once my body was done purging. And I'm just sitting here drinking Gatorade, even though I don't necessarily know that it makes you feel better. It's pretty much just a bottle of high fructose corn syrup, but I don't know. It psychs me out. Psychs me out. It might not actually make me feel better, but it makes me think I feel better. Oh, Dosho, I ain't got the plague. I ain't got the plague. I can still taste and smell things. I haven't turned into a liberal. You know, I don't have any of the symptoms like that. I'm just purging from both ends, if you want me to be explicitly honest. Thank you, Bipolar Barrel Placebo. I'm using my Gatorade as a placebo, and I'm totally fine with that. All right, just a moment. I have to send out notifications before I forget. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Norman, I can't drink Pepto-Bismol. I have stomach issues. I have I don't even know. I have so many different things wrong with my stomach that if I drink Pepto-Bismol, I just throw it back up. Most things make me throw up, unfortunately. But it's all good. We're going to push through it. No big deal. I'm not usually sick for very long because my body temperature is so high. I usually am at 101, 102 degrees year round, like just at idle. That's my normal body temp, which is a little bit too hot for bacteria to survive in my body. So I'm not usually sick longer than a couple days at most. Take a second to check on these other chats, make sure everything's going. I actually had to start the live twice. For some reason, YouTube wouldn't turn on the very first time I went live. Hopefully, that's the only technical issue we'll have today. Tina, Pedialyte. Yeah, Pedialyte is supposed to be like pretty good for you if you're dehydrated and stuff like that. Nothing was open when I got up this morning. Where I live, things are only open between like 10 in the morning and 8 at night. Everything's closed after that. So when I had got up, the only thing open was a Wesco gas station. So I went and grabbed some Gatorade and laid back down. What's up, everyone on Twitch? I appreciate you guys. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that little fireball button. What's up to everyone on Rumble? Thank you guys for being here.
Lab. Yay, that's right. Secretary Granholm, thank you. This is an important national research institution here in Colorado that is powering the renewable energy revolution across the country and across the world with global partners.
Good Lord, that scared the hell out of me.
President Biden is visiting us for a Build Back Better tour, and I want to thank the Biden administration for being such an important partner in the fight against climate change. We've seen the impact of climate change right up close and personal here in Colorado. For us, it's a jobs issue, it's a quality of life issue. Some of our most important industries in our state, agriculture, the ski industry, outdoor recreation, are climate dependent. We've had mudslides in Glenwood Canyon this year. We can see visually right here the impact from the California fires that has caused poor air quality across the American West these last couple of months. And in the aftermath of these climate-induced events, we've taken immediate steps to support our communities, and we've partnered closely with the federal government. When I ran for governor, I ran on the bold goal of us achieving 100% renewable energy for Colorado by 2040. And at that time, there were those who wrote that off as pie in the sky, but we know that it's a vision that will become a reality here in Colorado. And frankly, the federal cooperation and resources big part of that. President Biden's Build Back Better agenda directly helps support the work that we're doing here in Colorado, one of the leading states on the clean energy revolution. The clean energy sector employs 60,000 Coloradans, 17,000 in good-paying renewable energy jobs, saving consumers money on electricity, on the cost of their vehicles. The time to seize this market-driven transition to renewable energy is now. It's time to stop forcing consumers to pay more for their electricity just to prop up coal power plants for another year or another decade. We're also proud to highlight the leadership of Xcel Energy in our state. It's the largest utility. They have locked in 80% in renewable energy in just 8.5 more years, or in 8 years and 3 months, the clock's ticking, to get to 80%, and they will beat that. And that puts us on a path towards receiving significant reductions in carbon emissions, including building in the electrification of the vehicle fleet, as well as building electrification as a key part of powering it from a greener grid. I'm excited to turn it over to someone who's truly been a good partner for the Colorado, along with their Colorado Director, Alice Jackson, and leading the transition towards clean energy from the utility side here in Colorado. I'm proud to introduce Ben Folk, the CEO and Chairman of Xcel Energy.
Does it look like they're on a stage or something? Like the light is weird?
Thank you, Governor, and thanks for making Colorado a leader in clean energy innovation. And it's really an honor to be here today to welcome President Biden to NREL. I'm also pretty excited to talk a little bit about the Xcel Energy story. 2018, we became the first utility in the nation to announce a goal to be carbon-free by 2050. And I'm proud to say that our leadership has been followed. More than 20 utility companies now have similar goals. And we're really building on a great platform. You know, since 2005, we've already reduced carbon emissions by over 50%. And as the governor mentioned, we're well on our way to achieve that 80% carbon reduction across all of our 8 states that we serve by 2030. So we're excited about that because we're going to keep our product affordable and reliable. And that means that we can support decarbonization of other business sectors like transport. In fact, just last week here in Colorado, we announced 3 programs that will help get even more EVs on the road. So, Governor mentioned it, but renewable energy across our 8 states is a big part of how we are reducing our carbon emissions. In fact, we're blessed with great wind and solar in the 8 states we serve. It'll allow us to have 2/3 of our energy by 2030 coming from wind and solar, 80% wind and solar here in Colorado. So we're excited about that, but we all know that the big grid can't just run on renewables. We do need backup generation to make sure that our customers have safe, reliable, affordable energy. And that's why it's so great to be here at NREL, because I think NREL will have a big part in developing those technologies that will allow us to reach that 2050 goal of being carbon-free. Of course, sound policy is important too. And the President, his administration, and Congress are working on a suite of policies that I think have the potential to really accelerate that clean energy transition. And I can tell you, as a company and as an industry, we want to go absolutely as fast as we can, but we don't want to leave anybody behind. We don't want to leave our employees and communities behind. And that's why we've partnered with our largest labor union, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW. And that partnership's critical today as Congress considers these energy policies, and it's critical tomorrow as we continue to move away from coal and embrace those clean, carbon-free technologies. So I know our industry, our company, and our workforce is ready for the challenge, and I'm excited to see what we can do working together. And with that, I want to invite Julian Aguilar to come to the stage and make some comments. Julian?
So yesterday I got a phone call, and it was from my business manager, Jeremy Ross. And he said, hey, do you want to introduce the president tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I'll introduce Morgan Buchanan, Local 68's president, at some function, you know? And he said, no, Joe Biden, president of the United States. And I was like, whoa, like, for real? Me? Yeah, I'm down. I'm in. Let's do it. I don't know when else I'd have this opportunity. And I know just now I met Joe Biden for the first time in my life, but I feel like he's had my back for years.
Everybody forgot to clap on time.
I'm Julian Aguilar, and I am a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Locals number 68. My father and 2 cousins are also members of Local 68. My mother was a Teamster for the union in the city of Denver, Colorado, and she retired until she retired in 2019. My grandfather and uncle were both members of the Iron Workers Local 24. My grandfather was also the president of Local 24. You can say union is in my blood. Being here at NREL shows the future of our industry, renewable and sustainable energy. Smart grids, wind farms, and solar farms are just a few examples here in our great state of Colorado. When you see all these new technologies, you might think that the future doesn't look much like the past. But one thing the past and the future will have in common is they will be built by unions. My 16-month-old son, Cristiano, is right over there. I see you, buddy. And he's there with my wife, Salome. And I want him to inherit a better and more sustainable future. I know that that's the future the President, Joe Biden, and my IBW brothers and sisters are working hard to build every single day. President Joe Biden is not just pro-union, he's pro-people, and he's pro-America. Please join me in welcoming the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
Could you imagine having to tell everyone that the president is pro-America? Like having to say that? God, Lord, this is so fake and sad to watch.
Julianne, Governor, I want to thank you as well for all you do. You know, and the IBW is one of the outfits that, as they say in Claymont, Delaware, that brung me to the dance. And they're the best in the world, and really great seeing you all working together. Dr. Keller and the NREL team, thanks for welcoming me here. And Governor, it's good to see you again and your whole team. Lieutenant Governor Primavera, Attorney General, Secretary of State. You know, you got the Mayor Hancock. I think he's here. He was here. I thought I saw him earlier today. I want to thank you for the welcome to Denver and for making the trip out here. And my friends in Congress, Chairman Baker, thank you for being here. My team, we have the Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, who I always say, were she born in America and not Canada, she'd be standing here as president. But she's doing a heck of a job for me and for the country. And a proud electric car driver as well. And also the former secretary and former mayor of Denver, Federico Pena, a good friend of mine who's here. There you go, friend. Good to see you, pal. While I couldn't be here, I wanted to mention that the senator and my nominee for ambassador to Mexico is Ken Salazar. And I'm glad to see Congressman Perlmutter and Nuggies and Crow. I want to thank you all. You have other places to be, I know. And three good friends who wanted to be here in Washington today right now. So there's a lot. Senator Bennett and Hickenlooper and Congressman DeGette, they're all in Washington doing what they have to do. When you look at who you've heard from, it's clear. Whether you're an engineer or at a lab bench, or an IBW worker working on a combine, a turbine. When you work for a power company or a small construction business, everyone has a role to play, and everyone is building a clean energy future and a stronger economy, because that's what it's about. And we need everyone's contributions. We need everyone's contributions. Yesterday, I saw firsthand the devastation of the Caldor fire in California as we flew over in a helicopter. And the last 2 weeks, I traveled to Louisiana, New York, and New Jersey, see the destruction from Hurricane Ida. More people killed in New York with flooding, 20 inches of rain, and what's happened up there, than were killed when 178-mile-an-hour winds hit Louisiana. Extreme weather, we're seeing, is only going to come more frequently and with more ferocity. And we're blinking code red as a nation, and we really are. So far this year, nationwide, there are 44,000 wildfires that have burned nearly 5.6 million acres. That's enough. That's the size of the entire state of New Jersey, burned flat. They've caused billions of dollars in damage and forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate their homes and businesses. And even if it's not in your backyard, you feel the effects, as you mentioned earlier. You turn on the local weather, in addition to telling what the temperature is and what the precipitation will be, you want to know what the smoke forecast is going to be. When parents fear letting their kid out to play outside, it may trigger an asthma attack. You saw the vicious cycle this summer when heavy rains combined with the burn scar of 2020 Grizzly Creek fire. It resulted in mudslides, as was pointed out, that washed out an entire section of Interstate 70, adding hours of people's drives and cutting off a vital commercial artery. The bottom line is it's everywhere. It's It's everywhere. Communities that nearly 1 in 3 Americans call home have been struck by weather disasters in just the past few months. Hurricanes in the Gulf Coast are up this eastern seaboard. Wildfires threatening throughout the West and tearing it apart. Droughts and heat waves across the country, devastating farmers and ranchers and draining the Colorado River. In addition to the lost lives shattered, extreme weather cost America last year $99 billion. $99 billion extreme weather cost last year. And it's going to break the record this year. It's going to be well over $100 billion. We know what the driver is, climate change. We know what's causing climate change, human activity. This is no longer subject to debate. And I might add, windmills do not cause cancer. Look, we got to get real about what's going on. I really mean it. Think about it. The only debate is around what we do to confront this crisis. And that shouldn't even be a debate. We have to invest in being more resilient because of the impacts of climate. The climate change is occurring today, not next year, not 10 years from now. And we have to make the investments that are going to slow our contributions to climate change today, not tomorrow. And here's the good news. Something that is caused by humans can be solved by humans. I've set a course for the United States to achieve 50 to 52% reduction in greenhouse emissions by 2030. And for us to reach that net zero emissions in the economy, economy-wide, across the board, by 2050. As part of that, I set a goal of having our country produce 100% carbon pollution-free power by 2035. We can do that. We can do all of this in a way that creates good jobs, lowers cost to consumers and businesses, and makes us global leaders in an entirely new industry that other countries are really working hard to try to dominate. I just toured the Renewable Energy Lab, which I haven't been here, not the same lab, but I haven't been here since 2011, which was started under President Carter and expanded under President Bush.
Sounds like he's got the plague.
Leaders of both parties have recognized that clean energy future is an economic imperative and a national security imperative and an environmental imperative. That's why my Build Back Better plan calls for significant new investments in upgrading research infrastructures, laboratories all across the country. We'll be making one of those breakthroughs in solar, wind, and storage out of these facilities. Out-innovate the rest of the world and drive down the cost of renewable energy. Of course, we have to invest in the future. We need to deploy cutting-edge technologies. And we have to employ them today, not tomorrow. I had a chance to see the state-of-the-art wind turbine testing and new battery technologies. Because of the years of work that have taken place here, and these technologies aren't science fiction. They're ready to be installed and scaled up across the country right now by union members like the ones we heard from today. And that's what we're going to do. As we just heard from the CEO of Xcel Energy, they've set a goal of producing 100% carbon emission-free power. They were the first major utility to set that goal. And today, over 20 large facilities around the nation have set a similar goal. You led the way. Today, 1 of every 3 Americans lives in a city or a state transitioning to clean energy electricity. But folks, we have to pick up the pace. When I rejoined the Paris Climate Accord after we had been pulled out of it, the goal set when our last administration, the Obama-Biden administration, when that was set, they were set that we had more time. We don't have the time now. The goals are different because the necessity is there. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have much more than 10 years, for real. And this is a decisive decade. Already the price of solar generation in this country has dropped 80% over the past decade. 80%. The price of a wind turbine generation has dropped 55%. A lot is because of the investments we made in the Recovery Act back when I was vice president. And today, renewables are now cheaper than fossil fuels in many parts of the country. Now we need to take the next step of continuing to drive prices down and job creation up, because those renewable goals create demand for more wind turbines and more installations, solar installations, which means good jobs for workers like Julian and his union brothers and sisters. And you can see why I think that climate change, when I think of it, I think jobs. I had a meeting with over 140 heads of state on the Zoom that we hosted out of the White House. And one of the things, by the time I finished, everyone was talking about jobs. It's not about costing jobs. Initially, as you remember, even you guys, I spent a lot of time before I announced my plan meeting with all the unions to convince you all that this is the future. These are where the jobs are. When I say jobs, I'm not talking about $15 an hour. I'm not talking, am I not speaking loudly enough? I can see you having trouble hearing me back there. You know, I'm talking about union jobs, not 15, 20 bucks an hour, 45, 50 bucks an hour, benefits. That's going to grow the country too. I've never seen the wealthy do poorly when the middle class does well. That's never happened. So to accelerate that process, we need to invest and innovate. We need a modern electric grid, one that is much higher capacity, more resilient transmission wires, and, you know, and has more storage capacity, using advanced batteries so we can hold onto surplus energy generated when the sun's not shining and the wind's not blowing. Right now, it's going to rain. No. Right now, we've got transmission projects that could carry enough power for millions of homes, but they need catalytic investment to move to the construction phase. Our bipartisan infrastructure bill contains the largest federal investment in power transmission in our history, so that our grid is more reliable, we can carry more renewable energy, so we can create good union jobs building that new grid. We're also making dramatic investments in public transit, electric buses, charging stations. In Denver, we're going to help Mayor Hancock achieve his goal of reducing greenhouse gases in the city by 80%. It's going to create jobs that we know the local 68 Apprentice Center is busy training workers to be able to perform. And by the way, I'm bringing the automakers, including the big three, and the UAW along, so we have more electric vehicles on the road and fewer tailpipe emissions in the air. We're going to cap thousands of abandoned oil wells and gas wells leaking methane, threatening public health and communities, and get paid the same price for capping them as was to dig them. We're going to provide support to make our communities, including tribal nations, much more resilient to the impacts of climate change. Every dollar we invest to flood-proof or a power station, install power lines underground, winterize a power plant, or to build advanced turbines like the ones here, every dollar we spend saves $6 down the road, because the next time a disaster strikes, flooding is contained, the fire doesn't spread as widely, the power stays on. And these investments can also save lives, save homes, and create good paying jobs for Americans to make our country stronger and more resilient. In fact, experts tell us that the bipartisan agreement we've reached in the American Infrastructure Bill will put 800,000 people to work. 800,000, including plumbers, pipe fitters, electrical workers, steel workers, modernizing roads, bridges, water systems, broadband systems, making high-speed internet available to 85,000 Coloradans who currently don't have it. That's what's in the infrastructure bill. That's already agreed to. And we're negotiating right now for my plan to Build Back Better, which includes additional action to address climate crisis. It includes tax credits that will effectively cut the cost of building utility-scale solar farms by 30%, shorten the time it takes for residential-scale solar systems to pay for themselves in around 8 years, instead of 8, in less than 5 years. Save consumers $1,250 for electric vehicle like a Ford F-150. By the way, 0 to 60 and 4.1, that's a different. Help us reach the goal of half the new cars sold in America will be electric by 2030, saving billions of gallons of gasoline. And I want to create a civilian climate corps. I've been pushing that for a long time. Similar to the Conservation Corps that President Roosevelt created during the Great Depression, put a new generation of Americans to work, helping us connect and conserve our public lands and become resilient in the process. Yesterday, I visited the National Interagency Fire Center in Idaho, where we coordinate our federal fire response to wildfires. They told me that the Civilian Climate Corps would make an enormous difference by cleaning away combustible underbrush, enable fires to spread by planting trees to fight climate change. In the end, it's not about red states or blue states. A drought or a fire doesn't see a property line. It doesn't give a damn for which party you belong to. Disasters aren't going to stop. That's the nature of the climate threat. But we know what we have to do. We just need to summon the courage and the creativity to do it. Yes, we face a crisis, but we face a crisis with an unprecedented opportunity to create good jobs of the future, create industries of the future, to win the future, to save the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, we can do this. This is the United States of America. There has never been a problem we faced when we set our mind to do that we haven't been able to, I mean it literally. Never have we failed to meet an objective we set. And what's happening now with both the industry, government, unions, people around the country, is that we've set a goal. And the goal is achievable. And I promise you, it's going to create great economic growth, reduce inflation, and put people in a place where those beautiful children in the back are never going to have to worry about what we're worrying about right now. So thank you. Remember, there's not a damn thing we're unable to do in America when we come together. Never, ever have we failed. And we're not going to fail now because of all of you. Thank you for everything.
What an idiot.
Thanks, everybody. I really mean it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I guess that's it. Just a moment. What a liar. He's just full of shit. Non-stop. He doesn't even know where he is half the time. He had a pretty dry cough there. I was wondering if he caught the plague. That would just make everything unravel even farther. I don't think we'll be that lucky. They'll stick another clone or somebody up there to impersonate him if he ever got sick or kicked the bucket. Alright, let's get some shout-outs in. Oh, let's turn the music back on. I had to shut the music off and then use plugins to boost the signal so we could hear him lie to us. He was speaking so quietly that I had to do all this extra stuff just to be able to hear that nonsense. So just give me a minute. I want to fix everything before I turn the music on. All right. You guys on Twitch, you have the weirdest names. Thank you so much, CJC Woo 81 for the bits. Thank you so much, Gizbo, for joining back onto the membership program. Welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. Thank you so much, Gavin, Juan, Ted, Carolina Girl, Francesca, and Crusader General for your donations and your support. I really appreciate you. And we actually had a super chat on Rumble. Thank you so much, Lola TX, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you. Not very often we get a super chat through Rumble. You're awesome. Thank you so much, EI Sid, for your donation and your support. I appreciate you. Old man Walter, he wants us to unite and because Americans can accomplish anything. Well, I hope he has that same energy when we turn everything around here. We will He'll be eating those words hardcore. I don't know anybody that's for that mandate that's going on. So I don't know what else is going on. I've been sleeping all day. I've been sick as sick can be. I'm still kind of sick, but I will be better by tomorrow. I'm sure of it. So I don't know what else is going on today. I don't assume it'll be too much because it's a Tuesday. I will try and keep my eyes open for it. Otherwise, I will see all of you tomorrow for sure. If I keep this level or even get better than this, I will see you guys. There's no way. It sucks being away. It's like being alone. I just hang out with the hooligans all day, and I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So I don't have anything else scheduled for you guys. There will be an unboxing coming up. I had a hooligan send me something in the mail that's super awesome, super artistic. He has a website that all of you should go check out and stuff. I will make sure to put that together. I was supposed to do it Sunday. I think I was supposed to do it Saturday, but this has been ongoing nonsense. So that will be coming up. Otherwise, there's not really anything else scheduled this week, just press briefings and stuff like that. I don't believe I have anything on the schedule yet. So if you guys see anything going on, any kind of events of any sort, make sure you hop in the Discord and tag me, post a link and tag me so I can put it on the schedule so we know what's going on in the week. Otherwise, make sure you follow and subscribe on whatever platform you are currently watching right now in order to be connected to that platform and also help that platform grow so new viewers will be able to see the new videos every time we go live due to the algorithm. So please connect to the platform. But in order to stay notified for every single time we go live, make sure you join the Discord. The Discord is a free app that you download on your phone. Come to any of my live streams. Find the Linktree link that is in the description. Scroll down till you see the Discord, follow a few simple steps, and you'll be greeted with an automated message letting you know that you've done all you need to do in order to receive notifications for when and where we go live. So please join the Discord. There's also general chat as well as some other chat threads in there where there is conversation going on 24 hours a day. Tons of information pouring in, from news articles to screenshots to documents to video to a little bit of everything. We have a little bit of everyone in the Discord too. So sometimes we get firsthand information directly from people that are involved. So if that's something that interests you, or maybe you feel like you're alone where you live, you might live in a blue state or something like that, and you would like to connect with other like-minded individuals, definitely join the Discord. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, join the membership program, or purchase any merch. I really appreciate all of you. I would not be able to do this without you. You guys are what's keeping this going, so thank you so much. And finally, big shout out to CAD Audio. CAD Audio has endorsed us for almost a year at this point. They are not politically involved in any way, but they make really great professional audio equipment. They sent me this microphone that I'm talking to you on right now. This is a M179 CAD Audio cardioid microphone that is great for multiple uses. It has lots of knobs and stuff for customization for any kind of audio needs you might have. The link for their website is in the bottom of the description, where you can also see my face posted on their website since we are endorsed. So big shout out to CAD Audio. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate all of you. I will see you on the next live. If not today, it will be tomorrow. So until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.